You ever watch a buddy roll up in the first truck with the new engine and swear you won't be the guy stuck waiting 3 extra months? That's today. GM already showed us where the next V8 is being built and when production starts, which means we can map out when orders open and how to get your name on the first allocation without getting played. Here's the short version. GM's 6th Gen small block is real money, real tooling, and a real timeline. Plants got funded, the calendar points to 2027 start of production, and order banks for those trucks don't open on launch day. They open months earlier. Translation: your window starts in 2026. But that's just the surface. The real edge is knowing which documents flip first, which trims grab the engine earliest, and how to lock your spot in writing so your list doesn't evaporate the minute a manager's golf buddy shows up. Let's start with the signal everyone missed. Automakers don't drop 9-figure investments for fun. Big plant dollars are basically a countdown clock with bolts. When you see that kind of spend tied to a new V8 for full-size trucks and SUVs, you back the calendar up. Job 1 is 2027. Order bank windows typically open a season or 2 before the first trucks leave the plant. That's your head start while everyone else is still arguing in the comments about whether V8s are dead. They're not dead, they're booked. Where does it land first? Follow profit. Full-size 1500s and the big SUVs are the crown jewels. Early hardware almost always rides in the trims that move the most units or carry the banner ad, the luxury tech trucks, and the halo off-roaders. Those are the builds GM wants front and center on reveal day. New motor, big toe shot, pretty paint. Base trims usually lag a bit until supply settles. So if you want the very first wave, you target the volume trims or the poster child trim, not the unicorn spec with 6 weird deletes. What's actually changing under the hood? Don't expect a cartoon jump in displacement. Expect smarter combustion, tighter knock control, better heat management, and friction cuts you'll never see but will notice when you're cruising at 75 with the family and a bed full of stuff. The other elephant is lifters and cylinder cut drama from the outgoing LT era. Even if you never had issues, someone you know did. New generation, new chance to reset the narrative. Make the deactivation seamless or ditch the pitfalls entirely. Oil it properly and keep the calibration from tripping on itself. If Gen-6 doesn't quiet that noise, it missed the first assignment. My bet? They know. So they fixed the weak links and tuned for clean handoffs, not brochure hero numbers. Okay, enough theory. Here's where you actually win. The first clue isn't a YouTube reveal. It's a boring document. The order guide and the fleet calendars. When a new powertrain gets close, those PDFs update with bank open dates, late availability footnotes, and little engine code breadcrumbs. Once those lines move, that's the bell. Before that bell, you want 2 things done. A conversation with the person who actually controls allocation at your dealer, and a deposit agreement that's clear, polite, and written. This is the part nobody explains, so here it is in human English. Allocation is how many early trucks a store can actually order. High-volume stores, especially in the trims you want, get the first bites. So, don't spread 5 deposits and hope. Pick the store that moves the most of your target trim. Ask for the sales manager or inventory manager, not just a floor rep, and say this: when the bank opens for the new small block on 1500, I want the first allocation for trim. I'll put down a deposit today. Can we write that the deposit applies to that build only, fully refundable if the bank slides more than 90 days? If they won't write it, thank them and call the next store. You're not pushy, you're precise. Quick favor while we're being practical. If this step-by-step game plan already saved you 2 Saturday mornings and 4 sales calls, hit subscribe so you catch the breakdown the week the order guides flip. I'll walk through the exact wording you should watch for in the update, so you know what to say when you call. No fluff. Back to the playbook. Expect a late availability note to pop up somewhere. Don't panic. That often means the truck launches first, engine arrives a hair later. It's actually a great window to sneak your order in before hype resets. Also, RPO codes matter. If a new engine code appears, even as a ghost in the options, that's your tell. Tie that to an emissions cert filing, and you're inside baseball without ever calling an insider. But should I be first? Fair question. Launch hardware always has unknowns. If you tow heavy, live far from a strong service department, or this is your only vehicle, there's zero shame in being a second-wave buyer. Let the first couple of months prove the line's clean. On the flip side, if you've eaten lifter drama or you're done with cylinder cut guesswork, sitting tight for Gen 6 can pay you back every single mile you don't spend arguing with a service writer. Also, resale loves a clean new gen story. If this motor lands right, first year no issues becomes a talking point when you sell. Here's some ugly math people skip. A launch year truck plus manufacturer-backed extended powertrain coverage can be cheaper per mile than a discounted outgoing model, if that outgoing model hits you with one major repair out of warranty. I don't touch junk aftermarket plans. I want the coverage where the part list is spelled out and the claim process doesn't feel like begging. If the dealer can't show the covered components on paper, that's your sign to walk. Treat coverage like fuel, cost per mile. Not sexy, but it's how grown-up truck guys win. Let's talk trims, because this is where folks trip. If you want the new engine on a base-leaning build right away, be ready to special order and wait, or accept that your early allocation will wear more options than you dreamt. That's a launch year tax. If you want to be first without donating to the Chrome gods, pick the most common build that still fits your use case. Common builds get more allocations. More allocations equals shorter waits. There's also the buy now or wait dilemma. Maybe your current 5.3 or 6.2 deal is staring you in the face today. If the number is clean and you need a truck now, don't overthink it. Buy smart and plan to upgrade after Gen 6's first clean year if it proves as stout as it looks. You can be net ahead even after a trade if you didn't pay silliness on the way in. If your current truck is fine, sit on your hands and be greedy with timing. Inventory has a way of humbling dealers, and your leverage gets better when you're not desperate. Mid-roll heads up while we're here. If you want me to do a quick on-screen walkthrough of the exact pages I watch, order guides, fleet calendars, and where the RPO breadcrumbs usually show up, comment allocation. If enough of you want it, I'll make that the next deep dive and keep it simple and public. Now the watch list, and this is the part that turns you from hopeful to prepared. 3 tripwires flip first. 1. Order guides and fleet calendars. They'll quietly show bank open, final order, and startup while everyone else is guessing. 2. RPO breadcrumbs. An engine code appears, or a footnote that wasn't there last week. 3. Certification trail. When emissions paperwork lands, production is close. When you see 2 of those 3 in the same month, you call your person at the dealership and say, it's time. Let's also be adults about the internet. The second these trucks hit driveways, you'll see a post claiming the first week engines are popping. Maybe that person really had a problem, or maybe they had a bad tank and a laptop that needed a reflash. Early issues get volume because drama travels. The only questions that matter are rate and response. If we see a specific part number and a tidy service bulletin with parts on the shelf, that's a healthy launch. If we see months of finger pointing and back orders for basics, that's when you tap the brakes. There is no trophy for suffering. What about performance? Don't get lost in brochure peaks. Real owners call an engine stronger when it holds torque under load, stays cool up a long grade, and doesn't hunt gears on rolling interstate. That's where smarter combustion and thermal management pay off. If Gen 6 feels calmer when you've got a trailer in a crosswind and a family in the cab, nobody will care if the brochure number only bumped a hair. Seat of the pants truth beats dyno arguments. Let's land this with a plan you can screenshot. 1. Pick your trim and color today so you're not deciding under pressure. 2. Find the dealer that sells the most of that trim and ask for the allocation boss by name. 3. Agree on written deposit terms tied to the new engine on that trim, refundable if timing slides 90 days. 4. Bookmark the order guide portal and 1 reputable fleet calendar. Check them weekly. 5. The day the bank opens, you place the order. No demo truck detours, no market adjustment because hype, no $2,000 of add-ons you didn't ask for. Calm, early, done. If this saves you time, stress, or a few grand in mistakes, hit subscribe so you don't miss the date breakdown when the guides update. Next week, I'm covering how dealers quietly move first allocation to friends, and how you keep your spot without becoming the angry guy at the parts counter. Most folks get beat because they don't know the rules. Now you do. You don't need an insider to be first. You just need the right clock, the right page to refresh, and a clean plan. When that Gen 6 flips from rumor to RPO code, your name's already on the bill. See you then.